Hello everyone, this is Griffin Station back here with another Jump Force video. In this video I want to talk about the idea of the development time and what we know about how much time they've had to develop Jump Force. Now, it's been said multiple times that they've had about 3 years of development time, and that's great to hear because if we go back to J-Stars, we only had 1 year of development time. And we had a slew of characters. We had 39 playable characters plus 13 support characters. And so that's a pretty good roster for its first in the series and also just only having a year of development. Of course, the gameplay suffered, the story was really bland, and overall it was a mixed bag in terms of how people received the game. But I still really enjoyed J-Stars, and I know a lot of you did as well. But Jump Force is now boasting a 3-year development cycle, and of course they're developing for next gen, so it probably takes a little bit longer to develop these games than it did on PS3 and PS Vita, but on the PS4, I also have heard that it's more developer friendly. There's probably this give and take relationship with developing for a different hardware, but regardless of that, for Jump Force, we have triple the amount of time that J-Stars did, and I assume that a lot of this development time was put into the story mode, but it couldn't have just all been put into the story mode. They are obviously also developing a create a character system and also just the characters in general. But some of these assets from the characters of J-Stars, I mean, look at Yusuke. He looks basically like how he did in J-Stars, and so I'm sure there is some asset sharing going from J-Stars to Jump Force. And because of that, I feel that the roster in Jump Force has a great possibility of easily surpassing J-Stars. Right now there's no evidence of that because Bandai is pretty bad at marketing this game so far, and we only have 25 playable characters and we only have 3 months left. If we look at J-Stars' announcement timeline, at this point they had about, I want to say, a little over a third, maybe between a third and a half of the roster announced. And if that's the case for Jump Force, that would roughly be around another 25 to 35 playable characters, so I'm roughly going to 50 to 60 playable characters. My problem is that for some reason it seems like Bandai doesn't really feel like announcing characters. They'll announce maybe 1 or 2 characters every couple weeks, and then it'll just be silent. They won't say anything about the game. They won't give any details. We'll get a minute trailer of the characters that have been announced, but other than that, there's radio silence. And it's really baffling. And so right now, they haven't instilled confidence that this 3 years of development is going to really beef up this roster. I still feel like it should. I would really love it to, but honestly, Bandai Namco hasn't instilled the greatest hope in me, especially in this last month of October. It just seems like that they've sort of fallen flat on the announcements of this game. Despite the lack of announcements though, I think that there is still a possibility that they could easily surprise us. Like, I haven't seen it really done in gaming history, but let's think about this for a moment. If at Jump Festa, the biggest Shonen Jump event of the year in Japan, they announce a slew of characters, I would love to see that. When I say slew, I mean like 10, 15 characters. That would just be mind-blowing, and they could do that. We just will have to wait because, honestly, besides the possibility of Jump Festa, and if Jump Festa fails, and they only announce like 2 characters, like they've been doing at each event recently, this game is not going to have a big roster despite the 3 years of development time. And I think it just really depends on how they do it at Jump Festa, because so far we thought that it might go to Lucca. It was one of the biggest events in Europe, and they didn't do it. And then there was another convention, I guess, this week, and they didn't do anything there either. And it's just sort of strange. I'm sorry this sort of turned into a rant video. I wasn't actually expecting that when I started recording this video. I just sort of got off on a tangent. but I do want to stress that they do have triple the amount of time to develop this game. And so I feel that we should be getting a really large roster, more than 52 characters that were in J-Stars. And I know 52 of those characters weren't all playable, but we could easily see 52 or more playable characters in Jump Force, just for the sole fact that they had enough development time to actually create these characters. I would love to have this discussion with you in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video or found it informative, please leave a like, it'd be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more of my content, subscribe to the channel, and turn on bell notifications so you are alerted whenever I upload. You can also click on the eye icon in the top right hand corner to see some of my recent videos. But other than that, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video or live stream. Bye!